kept well informed about the well-being of the soldiers who are fighting on the front. And any requirement, any anxiety of the family is taken care of by the senior officers' wives or whoever is left in the station. And that is looked into immediately. Second, all young officers in the armed forces are encouraged to learn the religious and social customs and languages of their troops. They have to maintain a secular outlook, like you must do in the Rotary. It is customary for officers to follow all religious festivals and major social functions of the troops that they command. Third, all major units in the army, they have a religious temple, masjid, gurdwara, church, and so on, maintained and serviced by the army religious teachers. And sometimes, in many, many units, all these are located in one room, different corners. To ensure that they follow the Indian secularism, learn about other religions, they are tolerant, and they do not run down other religions. The religious teachers that I mentioned earlier, they are made to go through a training capsule in the Army Institute of National Integration. And now I come to the second aspect of corporate traditions and image. Military life, in its outlook and in its purpose, is heavily dependent on character and value-based traditions. These value-based traditions, and some of them date back to the epics that many of us have read, Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc., and other pre- and post-independent military events that India has had to participate. These traditions can be traced back to upwards towards patriotism, gallantry, regimental pride, and also to, more importantly, I believe, the social and moral values, ethics, and self-pride of all the leaders. I refer to you Bhagavad Gita's message, which says, considering your own duty, you should not waver. Our Guru Gobind Singh's prayer, which said, De Shiva var mohe, shubh karman se kabhi na do. Give me courage, O God, that I never hesitate from doing something good. Or the Chetwood motto, which we have to go past, we have to remember that and go past in the military academy, which states, the safety, honor, and welfare of your country come first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, and comfort of the men you command come next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety come last, always and every time. Ladies and gentlemen, secularism, discipline, honesty, integrity, loyalty, esprit de corps, camaraderie, team spirit. These very important character traits, they are essential for professional as well as for social values. And these are very consciously inculcated amongst officers and soldiers during their training and performance. And that, I believe, is the need in all our schools, colleges, and all our institutions. The armed forces maintain the tradition of an oath to be taken by all officers and men on completion of their training. Earlier days, the oath used to be Naam Namak Nishan, be honorable, true to your salt, uphold the flag. Today, this oath is to the Constitution of India and what our Constitution stands for. Unlike what you see in most Bollywood movies, soldiers seldom carry the national flag when they go to the front, or even think of the country when they are facing bullets. I mean, that's being frank to you. All these things are at the back of his mind. The life risk, the facing bullet, or covering the body, that is taken mostly on account of exemplary leadership, camaraderie, teamwork, and character plays an important role in that, or also in the regimental institutional image. These are the ones which provide the highest level of motivation, and therefore they are considered the highest values. I recall during Kargil war, I took the Prime Minister to a hospital in Srinagar, and he met a soldier who was barely able to sit up from the bed. And the Prime Minister asked him, a Garhwali soldier, what would you like to do once you come out of the hospital? And he thought this boy will say, I want to do a private job or something like that. And this Jawan, Garhwali Jawan, told the Prime Minister, sir, I want to get well soon so that I can go and join my team again in Kargil. Now that was the spirit. But that kind of a spirit comes from the character building, the camaraderie that you build, and the image that you build in the organization that you have. Letting down a colleague, the team, and the regiment is like committing an unforgivable sin. We can neither build the armed forces nor the Rotary cadre into effective organization unless its leaders and members develop strong character based on ethics and these values that I have mentioned. Character is the most important factor, I would say the critical factor, which makes effective leaders. Let me explain what is character. All of us are a bundle of virtues and weaknesses, of head and heart. The resultant individuality, the individual that we are, from these good and bad qualities is the character, the resultant. I believe that the foundational quality of a good leader's character is selflessness, moral courage, absence of greed, certain amount of tyag. You understand tyag, selflessness. Other qualities which can be developed at home, in your profession, or just by watching others in a team, are self-discipline, integrity, commitment, team spirit, and most important, as I said earlier, moral courage. Let me assure you that integrity, lack of integrity and leadership cannot go together. You have to have honest, sincere attitude. In Kargil war, my soldiers would not have obeyed my orders willingly to capture those mountain tops occupied by the enemy and firing from those heights if they had doubted my character. In Rotary clubs also, your colleagues will not cooperate or follow you if they have any doubts about the character of their leader. My experience is that unless you are honest, sincere, and have nothing to hide, you are transparent. You cannot have moral courage to take hard decisions, and therefore you cannot become a good leader, not only in the armed forces, but in any profession. Sometimes one feels that value-based leadership and corporate loyalties are losing sheen today. We talk of 2G scams and Commonwealth Games scams and the people who have deposited their money in Swiss banks, etc. Every day we are hearing that. I do feel strongly, therefore, that there is a need to refurbish these in our communities and corporate traditions and cultures. And I believe that the Rotary can be a catalyst in this. I believe that the new Rotary theme is nothing new for India. We have always believed in it. I'm sure you all know about the famous Rig Veda Sanskrit teaching, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means that the whole world is one family. We in India do see the whole world It is populated by people who are working to attain the same things: happiness, peace, security, food, shelter, and a hopeful future. How much easier it would be if we focused on our similarities rather than our differences. The need for global cooperation has never been essential as it is now, today. We need to bridge continents because, again, as Rig Veda explains, Ano Bhadra Kritano Yantu Vishwataha, which means let noble thoughts come to us from everywhere. And most importantly, we need to build strong character individually and collectively. And that is not only the need for Rotary, but the whole of our society. It is stated in the Atharva Ved, which I quote, "We are birds of the same nest, wearing different skins, speaking different languages, believing in different religions, and belonging to different cultures. Yet we share the same home, our earth. Born on the same planet, covered by the same skies, gazing at the same stars, breathing the same air, we must learn to progress happily together or perish together. For humans live and can survive collectively, never individually." Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind.